Hello, everyone. My name is Garrett Bragg, um, and my presentation is going to be over Freud and the unconscious mind. This is for our class Nursing 676, and our professor is Dr. Gerber. About a little bit about Freud. He was born May 6, 1856, in Freiburg, Moravia, which is now called the Czech Republic. Freud's father, Jacob, he was a Jewish wool merchant who had been married once before he wed Freud's mother, whose name is Amalie Nathanson. Jacob was 40 years old at the time Freud was born, and it seems that Jacob had been a relatively remote and authoritarian figure, while his mother, Amalie, appears to have been more nurturant and emotionally available for him. Excuse me. In 1859, the Freud family was compelled for economic reasons to move to Leipzig, and then a year after that, they moved to Vienna. This is where Freud remained until the Nazi annexation of Austria. Um, Despite Freud's dislike of the imperial city, in part because of its citizens' frequent anti Semitism, psychoanalysis reflected in significant ways the culture and political context out of which it emerged. For example, Freud's sensitivity to the vulnerability of paternal authority within the psyche may well have been stimulated by the decline in power suffered by his father's generation. This was often liberal rationalists in the Habsburg Empire. Some major posits of the theory, the unconscious mind. Uh, Freud actually he believed that the unconscious mind was part of the mind that contained blocked thoughts or ideas that aren't allowed to enter the conscious mind. In psychoanalysis, the unconscious mind refers to that part of the psyche that contains repressed ideas and images, as well as primitive desires and impulses that have never been allowed to enter the conscious mind. Freud viewed the unconscious mind as a vital part of the individual. It is irrational, emotional, and has no concept of reality, so its attempts to leak out must be inhibited. Content contained in the unconscious mind is generally deemed too anxiety provoking to be allowed in consciousness. So it is maintained at an unconscious level, where, according to Freud, it still influences our behavior. The unconscious mind compromises mental processes inaccessible to consciousness, but that influence judgments, feelings, or behavior. Freud emphasized the importance of the unconscious mind, and a primary assumption of the Freudian theory is that the unconscious mind governs behavior to a greater degree than people suspect. Indeed, the goal of psychoanalysis is to make the unconscious conscious. So, concepts of the theory, as you see in the picture, Freud he divided the mind into three categories. Uh, he uh, he used an analogy of the iceberg to describe the three levels of the mind, as you see in the picture. On the surface is the consciousness, which consists of those thoughts that are the focus of our attention now, and this is seen as the tip of the iceberg, or the top of it. The preconscious consists of all which can be retrieved from memory. And then the third and most significant region is the unconscious, which is at the very bottom. Here lies the processes that are the real cause of most behavior, his thoughts, his theory. And then, like an iceberg, the most important part of the mind is the part you cannot see. So I really enjoyed this quote. The interpretation of dreams is the royal road to a knowledge of the unconscious activities of the mind. Um, Freud regarded dreams, like I said, as a royal road to the unconscious. Um, Dream interpretation has thus been an important psychoanalytic technique. Um, his theories, his theory of dreams mainly refers to two key points. A, what are the materials of a dream? And B, how do these materials work together? The answers to these questions are closely related to an understanding of dream interpretation. Excuse me. This theory also implies that dreams are not independently functional, but rather a co-product of the sleeping brain, um, reflecting the dreamer's physiological and psychological activities such as memory consolidation, emotion regulation, and reception of external stimuli. Sorry. So current status of the theory. I saw a bunch of research, like follow-up research, but biggest thing was the people feel that the theory may feel like outdated. And then there's still much research and treatment surrounding Freud's theory of the unconscious mind. Uh, Many are actually finding that the conscious and unconscious work together, and much is to be explored in how one can treat others by using this model. Freud's influence continues to be enormous and pervasive. He gave us a new and powerful way to think about and investigate human thought, action, and interaction. He often made sense of the ranges that were neglected or misunderstood. Although one might wish to reject or argue with some of his interpretations and theories, his writings and insights are too compelling to simply just turn away. There's still much to be learned from Freud, much to be learned in relation to issues in contemporary philosophy of mind, moral, and social theory. The special characteristics of unconscious states, including their relations to states described by modern psychology and the relevance of the Freudian unconsciousness to questions concerning the divided or multiple self is equally important. I believe it's very interesting, um, his concept of interpreting dreams that I think we all kind of think that um, our dreams may mean something, and maybe they do. I have multiple opinions about it, um, but it does seem very difficult to treat someone based on their dreams and that unconscious mind. I think it's important to, um, uh, I guess, touch upon your unconscious, but I feel like just some things maybe are, for lack of a better word, probably bullied, or maybe you're just not true. So I feel like people need to, anybody that's going to provide treatment based on dreams, they kind of need to tread lightly on this topic. And but I thought it was very interesting to read up on him and the unconscious mind. I do feel like there's a lot of unconscious thoughts that we don't explore or we don't tap into. So it really stretched me the last couple weeks on studying this theory. I just want to thank you all for listening to this. Hope you guys liked it and the cool designs and pictures. Here are my references right here. Um, and that's it. Thank you.